go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Vision Sunday 2010. Man, the whole country's been excited about 2010. World Cup soccer is going to be a great year for our country. But I believe it's going to be a great year for our church. And so we're excited. We're wearing soccer shirts, bright shirts, because we've been fasting for 10 days for 2010. And we want to make a statement that not only is the World Cup soccer coming to South Africa, but we're going to have a world-class year here at Liberty Church. So welcome if you're a partner, if you're a leader, if you're a guest with us. I'm glad you're here on this Sunday because you're going to have a great window into what Liberty Church is all about, where we've been and where we're on our way to. Now, 2009 was a fantastic year, a year of consolidation and planning in many ways. And one of the highlights of last year was that we got 270 leaders together to spend 3 months as we clarified our vision, as we set new strategies and established a structure that will take us into the future of our church. Our purpose here at Liberty Church is very clear. It comes from the Great Commission. Jesus said, go into all the world and make disciples of all nations. And so here at Liberty, we say it this way. We want to see unchurched people become fully devoted followers of Jesus. Now, how we do that is stipulated in our vision. We want to be a growing church of Christ-centered believers who love God, who love people, and who love life. Now, taken out of that, we came up with 3 major priorities that we're going to focus on in 2009, 2010, and into the future. And the first thing is that we came up with what we called weekend experiences. We want weekends to be epic, experiential, participatory, image-rich, and connected. We want to connect people to God, and we want to connect people to each other. And so we had some incredible weekend services in 2009. Nearly 400 people came to know Christ as their Savior on all our campuses. Nearly 300 became partners of our church. And at the moment, we have 2,000 people on average attending on a weekend at Liberty Church on a weekend service. But what's really exciting is what we call group life. Group life is we see that every Christ follower be part of the community here at Liberty. And so we're going to focus on small groups and serving groups. And we've got a whole new structure to do with group life. We're going to have a look at each campus having 4 regions, and each region will have a pastoral couple. So regional pastors, husbands and wives, will look after people in small groups, in serving groups, and those that live in their geographical area. And then the final one is what we call our missional mandate. We're thoroughly committed to righteousness and justice. In fact, Psalm 89 and verse 14 says that God's throne is built on 2 pillars of righteousness and justice. And so we're committed to a missional mandate where we take God's righteousness and justice into the world. We believe that Acts 1:8 is still pertinent today, that God will give us power to be His witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost parts. And so in 2009, we supported 53 people, 22 couples, including Pastor Martin Geddes and his wife, Dawn, Pastor Sam Innes and his wife, Louise, Anton and Di in Burundi, Trent and Carla in Mauritius. We supported these people to take righteousness and justice to over 30 nations. And that cost us as a church, in terms of an investment in the kingdom, 1 million rand. And so I want to thank you for your incredible generosity, because 15% of the income of this church goes out to support those 53 people as they represent Christ in the nations. Added to that 1 million rand, we gave a further 400,000 rand to justice ministries like Hands at Work, ICOA, New Africa Foundation, and Hope Zone, as they take our passion for vulnerable children and widows into our communities. And so 1.4 million went into those ministries. Also, last year, we celebrated 3 years of Trent and Carla being in Mauritius. And I want you to hear from Trent and Carla themselves what they've been up to in Mauritius over the last 3 years. So have a look at what they say.
Well, hi Liberty, it's Trent and Carla here. from our church in Mauritius. Some of you might not know us. We left about 3 years and 2 months ago. We came to plant a church in Mauritius. We came with a couple of instructions from DJ. He said to us, said to me two things: don't speak to any other pastors on the island, and don't start a church in the first 2 years. Well, we did both, but we didn't plant a church here. We planted a church in basically our living room, which went for about 2 months, and then God gave us this church here with a whole bunch of people, this nice new building with chairs and a data projector and all the rest. And we've moved on from there. We've been here almost 13 months, 14 months, and we've seen it grow. We've seen a congregation grow from one. The very first week that I preached here, we had one person, and then we had a baptism service last week, which you'll probably see a little bit of just now, where we had 51 people that attended that baptism. So we've moved on. But I'm going to hand you over to Carla. She's going to do a little bit of intro as well.
Hi everybody. Yes, as Trent said, it's very good to touch base again, and DJ and Karen asked us to put together a video for you so that you can see what our life is about here in Mauritius, and many of you might not know us. And as Trent said, we are now in Blue Bay. We were in Black River for 2 years, we're now in Blue Bay, which the name denotes it is the Blue Bay. It's got turquoise water, so if you ever come and visit us, you can't miss us because we're in the south of the island, and it's the bluest bay out. As you land with Air Mauritius, you fly over the bay and you will see where Blue Bay is. But now to spiritual things. Our little church has grown tremendously. We've got a little children's church which I run every Sunday with the kids. We've had 2 salvations, actually 3 salvations in the children's church. 2 kids have been baptized out of the children's church. So we're very excited to see what God's going to do for us in this next year. And we look forward to meeting some of you if you ever come visit us here in Mauritius. We'd love to see you here at our church. And also, if we're in Joburg, obviously we'll be at Liberty, and we'd love to touch base with any of you.
Well, thanks to Trent and Carla for that. That's fantastic. And I'm glad they listened to me. At least someone does. That's fantastic. Also, last year, we planted Marcus and Emily Pryor out to start an emergent church as they have a look at new ways to reach different people. And so 20 families went with them and established the church called Imagine. Have a listen to what Marcus says about how Imagine is going right now.
Hello, Liberty Church and its surrounds. Big love to everyone, especially those who know me. Love from Emily, Caleb and Tristan, and from our community, the community that we're calling Imagine. That we run a little thing on a small holding out in Honeydew, and we're calling ourselves Imagine. Just trying to imagine a world where God has His way. It leaves me to say, I was going to say bon voyage, but you're not going anywhere. But Liberty, fantastic. All the best for 2010, and go for it. Stick to your goals and your leadership and all that. God bless.
Thank you, Marcus. That's great to hear.